Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you're watching this broadcast. This is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to today's broadcast. You know, it's not going to be possible for me to interact with you directly because this broadcast is being streamed on many different platforms. However, do me a favor, invite other people to join us, share the link, post your comments, like the channel, share it, subscribe, and if you want immediate notifications each time I come online, hit that bell. There is a need for us to cooperate together. If you've been listening and you like what I've been sharing and you want to help, you can do that by sharing, getting other people involved, getting some of the resources and sharing with others. Don't just get a book for yourself, get a book for other people. Today I'm going to be talking about the need for a coach. Before we get into that, I want you to understand that you have what it takes to win. That is part of the reason you migrated in the first place. I say all the time, the only disclaimer I have is that I am an immigrant. I'm not running for any political office. I'm not being sponsored by anybody. And what is driving me is my desire to inspire, to equip, and motivate people to succeed, including immigrants. You've come this far, and I don't want you to settle down for less. You've come this far, and I want you to understand that help is available. There is no need for you to repeat the mistakes of other people. I'm going to say it again and again. Be smart. Don't be foolish. Don't be stupid by repeating mistakes other people have already made. And that's why don't just go for the success stories. Look for failures. Look for mistakes. People easily see what is succeeding, but they don't know that behind that success, there is a lot of failure. Unfortunately, our society has conditioned us to be weary of failure. Because when you go to school, if you fail an exam, you don't get rewarded. When you fail in real life, you're going to get rewarded. However, it is not smart to repeat the failures of others because you have your own failures that you are going to encounter. So you have to move faster by avoiding to repeat what other people have already done. Do you know that for you to have been born, let's say about, is it 400 million, 500 million or so spermatozoid had to be destroyed for you to come out, for you to emerge victorious. So that process, I call it the constructive destruction. For you to succeed, for you to move faster, you need to avoid the mistakes of others. That's why we're having this conversation. Today, I'm talking about the need for you to have a coach. We talked about the need to have a mentor already. Both overlap. And today, I'm going to dissect the difference between a mentor and a coach and zoom in on why you need a coach. Everybody does, especially the immigrants. But if you are not an immigrant and you don't have a coach, I want to suggest that you need a coach. You may tell me, oh, I don't need a coach. That is why you are an average person. Do you want to stand out? You need a coach. You need a coach. No wonder the professional athletes have coaches, despite the fact that they're really good at what they're doing. If you want to be distinguished, if you want to stand aside, if you want to get to the top, if you want to be the best of the best, you are going to be coached. Well, before we move further, according to John Wooden, a coach is someone who can give you correction without causing resentment. A coach is someone who can give you correction without causing resentment. Let's face it, how many of us like to be corrected? I don't. I'm just going to be honest, I don't. Each time I get corrected, there's something in me, my pride gets hurt. And that is why I'm training myself to receive, you can call it constructive criticism, any way you want to package it. The issues that we don't like to be corrected. That's why we need coaches. We need people who can give us correction without causing resentment. Because there's a way that seems right to man, but the end thereof is destruction. And most of the times, if we don't get corrected, we can just keep going on our merry way and we're not going to end up in the right place. There is need for correction. There is need to have a coach in your life. Now, they are wondering, what is the difference between a coach and a mentor? Before we get into the benefits and why you need a coach to do well, let's distinguish between a mentor and a coach. There is a difference between a coach and a mentor, and one cannot replace the need for the other. There's a difference between a coach and a mentor. Most people interchange the role of a mentor and a coach. Superficially, both appear to be the same, but they are not. There may be a little overlap in that both a mentor and a coach desire you to succeed. The mentor and the coach desire you to do well. The mentor and the coach want you to get to the top. The mentor and the coach want you to be all you were created to be. They see great potential in you. They want you to rise up to the occasion. They want you to be better. They want you to achieve more. They want you to fulfill your dreams, to achieve your goals, to fulfill your destiny. That's what the mentor and the coach want for you. But coaching is specific and based on how to. Coaching is specific and based on how to. And it is more task-oriented and limited in scope, as you're going to see. Coaching is specific, it's based on how to, it's more task-oriented and limited in scope. Meanwhile, mentorship is a more encompassing, longer relationship that has an overall impact on your life. Mentorship is more encompassing, it's broader, and it has an overall higher impact. It covers many different areas of your life. And that's why in most mentoring relationships work really well when you don't have monetary exchange and when somebody really take interest in you and they want you to do well in a holistic fashion. Each time the word coach is mentioned, many people immediately think about professional sports. They are right in thinking like that because coaching has been popularized by professional sports. We see coaches in basketball, coaches in tennis, in soccer, football, boxing, field and track, cycling, swimming. All the top athletes have coaches. All the top athletes have coaches. The likes of Usain Bolt. And you can name them. All of them have coaches. Why is it so? Why do these people that are already gifted and talented, who are really good at what they do, why do they need coaches? Why do they have coaches? I've just said that each time a coach is mentioned, we think of professional sports, and rightfully so. However, there are many other coaches who are helping people to do well in areas such as business, career, health, fitness, finance, language learning, public speaking, personal growth and development, there are leadership. There are many different areas of your life that you need to grow in. And we have coaches that are helping people to grow in these different areas. Sports is not the only arena that people need coaches. Now, let's talk about one of the core tenets of a good coach. Then we'll get into, you begin to understand why you need a coach. Why you need a coach, all of us do. A good coach will guide you and help you develop mental toughness, setting the framework and psychological support needed to achieve your goal. A good coach will help you develop mental toughness. Can I add in there tenacity, long-suffering, perseverance? The good coach is going to help you hang in there. The good coach is going to help you push yourself. The good coach is going to help you keep going when you don't feel like making any move. The good coach is going to call you out. The good coach is going to energize you. It's going to push you to put in your all. When you do that, you are going to be massively successful. You need psychological support. You need psychological support. Let's face it. We all get to that point where we want to give up. There's a little voice in you telling you don't have what it takes, you cannot do it, yada, yada, yada. Many have done and failed. What makes you different? And all that. But with a good coach on your side, you're going to overcome all those mental blocks. You're going to overcome all the barriers, and it's going to push you. It's going to push you to push yourself to do well. You need psychological support if you want to do well, if you want to be set apart. The greatest advantage of having a coach is the accountability that is built in the whole process. Accountability is huge. Accountability is huge. When you set a goal, most of us do. However, we are going to encounter obstacles. We're going to encounter discouragement, ridicule, setbacks. What are you going to do to keep moving forward? You need to be accountable to somebody who is going to ask you, John, Susan, you promised that you're going to do this. You promised yourself this is the goal that you said you want to achieve. What are you doing about it? You said you're going to make 5 phone calls every day. How are you doing? Are you making those phone calls? The issue with most of us is that we encounter resistance, we turn around and we start looking for somebody to blame, we start making excuses. And we start telling ourselves, I'm not lucky enough. Nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. Stop believing lies. You can know what is going to happen tomorrow. Do you know what's going to happen tomorrow in your bank account? Show me how much you are saving today. We can predict what is going to happen in your bank account tomorrow. Do you know what is going to happen to your health? Yeah, show me how you are eating. I mean, your waistline. Let me see your portion size. How many times you eat a day? The type of things you eat, when you eat, why you eat, where you eat. Let's see that. It's going to predict how you're going to look tomorrow. Show me how you are treating your marriage. You put in more time in taking care of your car, in taking care of your business, in taking care of all other things more than you do in your marriage. You think it's going to work? It's not. In other words, what we are doing right now is going to predict what is going to happen in the future. It's not just a chance. Stop talking about, oh, some people have done everything right, I didn't turn out right. It's not true. You reap what you sow. It's a universal principle. We are talking about coaching. We're talking about accountability. We're talking about taking responsibility. We're talking about you set a goal, you get behind the goal, you get it done. And for that to happen, you are going to need help. Humble yourself, reach out to others, get a coach, get somebody who's going to give you correction without resentment, without causing resentment. In other words, you have to be willing to be corrected. You have to be willing to be held accountable. You have to be willing to be called out. You have to be willing to be pushed. It's always a numbers game. Let's take, for example, you are in sales and you need to make, and you've realized that every 10 calls you make, you get one order. I don't know what you're selling. It's been consistent, right? You make your 10 calls, you make one sale. You make your 10 calls, you make one sale. So the only way you can ramp up the number of sales is to do what? Is to do more calls. It's not about being lucky. Just call more people. Reach out to more people. There are people out there who are already ready, that are waiting for your product. Yeah, there are people looking for solutions. And each time you get a rejection, they're not rejecting you. Those people are not just, they're not ready. Look for the ripe fruit. The more people you go through, the faster you're going to get to those that are looking for what you have to offer. I don't know what you're selling. Unfortunately, for most of us, we think people don't like me. I'm not lucky enough. I'm not fortunate enough. I'm in the wrong place. Yada, 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 yada. You need a coach. You need somebody to hold your feet to the fire and push you to get out of your comfort zone and flourish. Do you have anybody that can call you out and be frank with you and not give you any BS and no political correctness, and tell you, look, you have what it takes. It's very important that somebody is giving you positive reinforcement that you can do it. You have what it takes to do it. I'm passionate about the immigrants because you have taken a great risk. You've left a lot behind. Have you counted the cost of moving to the United States or to Britain or wherever you are? Have you counted the cost? Have you sat down and thought through how much you've given up to be where you are right now? If you have, don't settle down for less. For less, rise up and do more and be more and get more. I'm not talking about being greedy. I'm just saying there's more in you. There are problems that you need to solve. You know what is pushing you in your heart. You know the obstacles that you are up against. You need a coach. You need somebody to hold your hands, push you hard. Accountability is very important. A few years ago, I was living together with a student was staying in my house, and a PhD student close to the because we live close to the UT Dallas, and this student was living with us. We usually transition international students, and this student did not know how to ride a bike. So since we're very close to the university, the student decided to get a bike. He didn't know how to. He's an adult, but does not know how to ride a bike. So one Sunday afternoon, I stepped out of the house. I saw this student and my son trying to teach him how to ride the bike. He was sitting awkwardly on the bike, and my son was trying to, hold the bike and balance him up and all that. And I just looked at them and how they were struggling. And this guy was like, it didn't occur to me that somebody is going to get hurt in the whole awkward struggle that they were having. That's when I decided to step in. And I conditioned the mind of this student, told him how to, showed him how to. Bam! He rode off on the bike. Coaching is so powerful. When you meet the right coaches, they will change your life. You need a coach. You don't have to wait for a high-profile goal to get a coach. Whatever your goals are, reach out to others. If you're having difficulties and you need help, reach out to others. Some of the coaching will be free, but you will eventually pay for a high-profile coach when you have high-profile goals. Don't be afraid to invest money to be coached. Don't be afraid to invest money to be coached. Let's have the conversation. If you need a coach in any area, personal growth and development, goal setting, discovering your giftedness, developing it and deploying it. If you need coaching, let's have the conversation. I want to thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for more updates. You've been listening to Dr. Eric Tangumonkam with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. Until next time, stay tuned, and God bless you.